I'm a little bit late on this, I'll admit. However, I still hope that you guys cannot spoil episode 6 and onward for me because I haven't watched it yet. But I'm not going to do a in-depth, in detail type review because those take quite a bit of energy from me, and there are a lot of other great channels like Roxy Says or Tammy Talks or Queen E that would gladly break everything down for you. I'm going to do it in the style of Jay Shanice, probably, because I really just want to rant about these fucking crazy ass couples. So, if that's what you're looking for, as long as you've watched episodes 1 to 5, you are going to have a good time. And we are going to rant in the comments. I'm going to go couple by couple and just talk about what I feel about them and everything that they did during those. If I miss anything, feel free to mention in the comments and I'll reply with my opinion about something specific that happened, or if you disagree with something that I said, respectfully, comment down below and let me know what your take on something is. Yeah, Micah and Chanel, I don't even know why they came on here. Chanel is a cutie patootie, and Micah, just marry her, low-key. You can't call your girl wife and not make her your wife. Are you kidding me? What is that? Where do we do that at? That leads me to the most boring next up, which is Caleb and Mariah. Yes, Caleb and Mariah. Mariah is 24, Caleb's 29. There are a lot of age gaps in these relationships, eh? So she's 24, he's 29, and she really wants to get married. I think Mariah needs to go see the lady. Like, she's not unhinged, but Mariah just feels like she has more work to do on herself. She has a lot of childhood trauma, and I feel like she is going to latch on to whoever she is dating to fix her childhood trauma. She did not get a relationship with her mom, so she wants to recreate it as soon as possible. Caleb, low-key, if it doesn't work out with Mariah, Caleb's DMs are going to be flooded. Because, you guys know the chill guy meme or whatever? Caleb is a chill guy. Because Caleb got brought on this experiment. He is being super respectful. He is not involving himself in drama he doesn't have to be in. Like, at the boys' night when JR and Scotty and Nick were going crazy, Caleb was just there. Like, that guy was not involved in anything. It was actually amazing. I like that man. Mariah, please, have some patience. You're 24. Not that you shouldn't get what you want, but either have some patience or just leave him. And next couple we have is Nick and Sandy. Nick and Sandy are actually freaking freaky little frogs, bro. Nick needs help. He's unhinged. I don't know who he thinks he is to Sandy, cuz that woman might have love for you, but that woman is not your wife. Like, never been, never will be. Are you kidding me? 10 years younger than you, and you're expecting her to want to settle down. And I don't think Sandy is my definition of beautiful. I think she looks young and old at the same time. Like a little bit like she's in somebody else's body. Because her face doesn't really move, Nick, you know that your girl is bad by societal standards. And that man came to the process and immediately became a whiny little baby. And I don't know if Nick is racist, but the way that he is threatened by JR's existence, listen, maybe it's just because JR is fit. And he does kind of fit a stereotypical F-boy thing, and he is an F-boy. Don't get me wrong. But the immediate disdain for him And the immediate dislike from JR towards him, I don't know what happened behind the scenes between those two, but those two do not like each other at all, and it is putrid? No. Potent. It is potent. Like, you can feel the hate through the screen. And Sandy hates that man too. Sandy does not like that man. JR and Sandy kissed before the switch, guys. I think we should go to the next couple, which is JR and Zaina. I don't even know why they're together. I don't think they like each other at all. Maybe Zaina likes JR a little bit, but JR is such a gross little fuck human being. Like, he's a pastor's kid. He got cheated on in his first marriage, probably because you only got into the marriage to have sex. So, not saying you deserve to get cheated on, but you entered a marriage just to fuck, basically. So, I think that you got consequence. JR is sex obsessed. I don't know why JR is not just a single man, because he acts so nonchalant towards Zaina. This man acts like he could care less if Zaina does anything, because he wants to do everything. As I mentioned, he kissed Sandy before the switch. Like, what is that? And so Zaina is looking for some commitment, and JR is not going to give you that for a long time, I don't think. He's going to be a very, very, very needy, annoying, sexist husband. Later in the episodes, JR tells Sandy that a man doesn't have to post his woman, but the woman should post the man, because he doesn't want men to go on his page and find his woman. But I think the real reason, which I have heard other people say as well, is that he is a fitness influencer, and it is a known fact that if you are an influencer based on your looks, like if your whole thing is that you're hot and you post that you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, people unfollow you because people can't cope with the fact that their internet IG crush has a partner. Freaking weird, bro. Next couple to talk about is Scotty and Aria. Aria is so beautiful, and if she does not leave that crazy ass man, I will be very scared for her. Scotty is a whiny, spoiled brat who wants to control everything and wants everything his way. This man literally has outbursts, like a 3-year-old. Like little, I don't wanna. That's what Scotty sounds like to me. I don't wanna. Get out of my face, Aria. Aria, how are you letting a man who has no bass in his voice yell at you? Because at one of the mixers before the switch, he is holding Zaina's hand, which obviously I understand everyone's gonna be like, why are you mad? You came on the show. But he knows that he could just not do that. Like, for example, Caleb never disrespects Mariah because he says his loyalty is with Mariah. So even though during his trial marriage, he is getting close to Aria and they're talking and they're touching a bit, he never does anything that's blatantly disrespectful towards Mariah. But before the switch is even happening, you're holding hands with Zaina, not even just holding hands, like locking fingers, guys. Like, they are lock finger holding hands. And Aria's upset. She's crying. Caleb is comforting her in the bathroom. She comes out and she's like, why would you do that? Why would you? I feel like disrespected that you held her hand. And he's like, whose hand? Nigga, you know whose hand. Why the fuck are you gaslighting your long-term girlfriend? She's coming at him so respectfully, just being like, it really hurts my feelings that you did that. Like, I wish you wouldn't do that in my face. And he's like, stop coming at me. Stop coming at me. What? What is that? What is that? Why is he yelling at her? Why is he yelling at her? I don't know how Zaina didn't see this and go, not for me. But she picks him during the choice. And I think it's only because Nick was the only other ultimatum giver. And she wanted to be with a man that gave the ultimatum. And Scotty is probably more attractive to her than Nick. I think everyone is more attractive than Nick. Even Dave's weird ass. Let's get to Dave. Dave really came onto the show. Oh, Dave is with Vanessa, by the way. Dave really came onto the show thinking that he was hot shit. He thought, I can get any bad bitch. I can get a bad bitch easily. And the bad bitch he wanted was the youngest girl on the crew. Whatever, the youngest, the bad, weird, weirdo. In any case, Dave makes connections with Aria and Mariah. Mariah, he had his eyes on Mariah from the moment he saw her and told Vanessa about it. Yikes. He said, Mariah really interests me. And Vanessa goes, she's 24. She was actually so disgusted. But yeah, at a mixer, he finds out that Aria is not fucking with him like that. She was like, yeah, I had the least connection with Dave while they were playing a game. And then so he defaulted to Mariah, but Mariah doesn't want him. So he ends up with Chanel because both of them are like missing their partners. Chanel is missing her partner. Although Micah isn't even thriving in the process either. Like no one's really checking for him. Dave is floundering because he came with a big dick into the room being like, everybody gonna want me. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. But guess who is wanted? His girlfriend, Vanessa. Vanessa comes in and Nick is all over that. Although Nick is fucking annoying because Nick gives Vanessa all this attention and like says that he has feelings for her, all this stuff, but he is crashing out later on because of Sandy and JR. Crashing out. And then when he gets into a trial marriage with Vanessa, he cannot stop obsessing about Sandy, literally ruining Vanessa's experience. I don't think the big escape would have happened if Nick would have just been a good trial husband. He was not a trial husband. He was an annoying little bitch who kept crying about Sandy. In any case, I believe those are all the couples. During the dating and the mixer, nothing really stood out to me. I think it was really nice that Chanel decided to smile with Dave. It was a little bit corny, but a little bit cute. It was cute enough for me to overlook the corn. And what else during the dating? Ew, when Scotty was like, oh, Zaina is the epitome of wifey material. And I just didn't like how he said that. It was gross. And then JR, who is very intrigued by Sandy, even though he probably would get more along with Aria because Sandy is white and he wants to try it. What is wrong with men? What is wrong with black men who like white women? You guys know that the anatomy is the same, right? You know that every woman has the same parts, right? Right? He is talking about her like she is a piece of meat. Like she is a rare Pokemon. And he's like, yeah, Arya's like mixed. She's like Hispanic and black, which is what like I'm more used to, but like I want to try something new. I feel like maybe it's just because JR was a pastor's kid and he was super sheltered in his youth or whatever. He has this really childish mindset or view of intimacy and stuff. And it's really concerning and really gross. And obviously I talked about how Sandy and JR kissed before the choice, which I don't know if that has ever been done. During one of the mixers, Vanessa is talking to Nick because Dave kept rubbing it in her face that he was talking to other people, and so she was like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to my connection then. And then Dave gets all insecure and it's like, what if we just leave, like blah blah. And then Vanessa's like, oh, we should just enjoy the process, trust the process, blah blah blah. I'm gonna skip to the choice because nothing other than Aria getting yelled at by Scotty really happened during that mixer. However, during that mixer, we also see the first signs of the JR-Nick beef. JR is asked, who would you not want to be with your woman? And he says, that guy, pointing to Nick. And Nick is like, I have a name. And then JR is like, I know your name. Like, yikes. I get it that guy might have been a little bit disrespectful, but I don't know if Nick really needs to take it that seriously. Like, it's very telling that how insecure he is. Okay, skip to the choice. We have the Lychees, Nick and Vanessa Lychee. I don't know why they would ever cast a Nick and a Vanessa on one season, because Nick and Vanessa end up being the non-Lychees. The cast members, Nick and Vanessa, end up being together during the choice. Dave and Chanel are together by default, really. Like, they don't like each other. And during that decision, Micah starts crying. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. You treat her right. Make sure she's safe. And you're safe. Okay? Marry her then. Yikes. Micah ends up with Mariah, which was also a very default thing. They had no connection whatsoever. Even during the marriage, they were the most boring. They were talking about laundry and morning routines. Caleb is with Aria. Also by default, because I think Aria wanted to be with JR. But she ended up with a good one, because Caleb is a good one. Scotty ends up being with Zaina. Yikes. And then JR ends up with Sandy. And Nick is not happy with this. Nick is like, y'all are just here for fun. Y'all are just here to mess around. And they're insisting that they have a real connection. I think JR wants to connect. He wants to connect at nighttime, under the covers, naked. So a couple things that stood out during the trial marriages. Micah and Mariah have no chemistry whatsoever. Like, at all. It is quite literally wasted tape. Chanel and Dave as well, no chemistry at all. Caleb and Aria actually get pretty close. It really started platonically. They are literally the cutest. I'm low-key rooting for them. I think everybody is, honestly. Like, they're so cute. Stinking cute. Later on, before girls' night and boys' night, Aria wants to be very honest about, like, her feelings and how they are, but Caleb seems hesitant. And I understand Caleb. I'm kind of more on Caleb's side, but I think that Aria should express that she has emotional connection to Caleb, and then Mariah can do with that whatever she will. But I don't think she should speak for Caleb and be like, we have an emotional connection, even if it is somewhat true, because I feel like Aria's overstating Caleb's feelings for her. I think Caleb feels like towards her, feels warm with her, feels safe with her, but I don't think he wants a relationship with her. Maybe he could in a future where Mariah leaves him and he like wants to be with Aria. I think they could work as a couple, but I think Caleb is loyal to Mariah. That man likes Mariah. But yeah, nothing else really interesting happens with them. They're actually too cute. Like, they play Chubby Bunny and stuff. They're boring in, like, a nice way. Like, in a warm way. Now, Scotty and Zaina. Scotty, at a certain point, tells us about how he got a speeding ticket and he didn't tell his dad that he loved him. And then his dad, like, died the day after. Because Zaina asked him if he could change anything, what would he change? And he said he'd change that. Like, I guess he'd say I love you to his dad. But that just, to me, gives me the vibe that he's always been a spoiled brat. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I think he's always just been a spoiled little shit. Like, that's the vibe he gives. And he later on tells Zaina, after she disagrees to do cryotherapy and air balloons, she freaks out at her, telling her, what does 32-year-old fun even look like? Like, you're so boring. You just want to get taken out for dinner or something. I'm sorry, not everybody wants to freeze to death or go up in the air as fun. And he tells her, well, I just got a lot of validation as a kid, so I hate rejection. Her disagreeing with the date ideas of lunacy that you have is rejection? Ah! What is that? Nick and Vanessa's relationship is actually terrible because Vanessa is trying to connect with him and Nick is like, I like when information leaves your face. What? What does that even mean? And he keeps talking about Sandy because he's obsessed with Sandy and JR. Like, obsessed. He heard from Sandy that they kissed and he started crashing out. No, he heard from somebody. that Sandy and JR were with Sandy's parents, and this was the ultimate crash out of the entire century. By this point, Vanessa's already gone. We'll get to that, but yeah, just to focus on Nick's crash outs, like, this man was wailing. He starts knocking on the door. Why is JR acting like he's actually Sandy's husband? Like, obviously he can be like, Sandy doesn't want to talk to you right now if she doesn't want to talk to him, but not be like, this is my woman, you're disrespecting us. This is my woman. It's not your girl. It's actually his long-term girlfriend. Stop. At a certain point in the nighttime, whoa, why am I thinking of Love is Blind season 2? What? Okay. Chanel and Micah are texting in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. Chanel leaves. Dave's like, are you sure you want to leave at 3 a.m. in a neighborhood that we don't know? Chanel's like, yeah, I'm just getting some fresh air. She doesn't come back until 8 a.m. That's a lot of air. They definitely met up. Micah and Chanel definitely met up and definitely concocted a plan that they put the others on, because one day, Chanel, Micah, Dave, Vanessa leave. They leave the experiment in the middle of the night. They definitely broke their contract, which is why they were being so sketchy. They left the experiment, leaving Mariah alone, leaving Nick alone. Now Nick is real sad, real alone. All he has is his paintbrush and his emotions. Why? Now it's girls and boys' night. During the boys' night, Nick is apologizing for his crash out. JR is like, I lost all respect for you, man. And then during the girls' night, Sandy is lying to Zaina's face, being like, I'm building him up for you to be a better man for you. We're not hooking up or anything like that. Girl, you kissed him before the choice, and you expect me to believe that you guys are not doing the hanky-pank? I don't believe that. They definitely are smashing. I'm sorry. And then, JR confronts Scotty about saying that he is here for a hall pass. It's a rumor that Scotty said that. Scotty's like, why would I say that? I have no reason to say that. Scotty definitely said that. I'm sorry. Now that he's getting confronted by a big man, he's hiding in his shell. And at the girls' night, Aria tells Mariah basically, you are the toxic one in your relationship, which is actually crazy. Low-key, I feel like Aria overstepped her bounds in that conversation. She's basically being like, you smother him, you're codependent, which is what Caleb's been saying, but I don't think it's Aria's place to say that. I felt kind of bad for Mariah. This girl's all alone, got left by Micah, is alone with her thoughts while her man is with Aria. And now Aria is telling her that she is the problem in their relationship. And she doesn't even know how Caleb is in their relationship. Caleb could have issues too. Like, he's presenting very perfectly, but he could have issues when it comes to being with Mariah. And Aria wants her man, Loki. Because her man, Scotty, is a little piss baby. But yeah, when it comes to the remaining couples, I think that Mariah and Caleb are going to get back together, and I don't think that they're going to get engaged, but I think Mariah is just going to be like, okay, like, I'll wait a bit longer. That's what I think. Scotty and Aria are hopefully going to break up. I am praying that they're going to break up. Zaina and JR are definitely going to break up. Sandy and Nick, I think, are going to stick together for the show, and they will not be together by the reunion. So those are my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are. And if you wanted to talk about a moment that I didn't talk about, please comment it down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next review. Bye. Love you.